5,16%, sementara tingkat kemiskinan berhasil ditekan menjadi 4,18%, termasuk yang terendah di Sulawesi. Kendari terus bergerak menjadi kota yang layak huni, berdaya saing, adil, sejahtera, dan berkelanjutan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, salam kebajikan, Rahayu.
Good morning and very warm welcome to the first session of the 2026 UCLG ASPAC Executive Bureau Meeting and the Asia Pacific Forum. And it is a pleasure to have you with us here in Kendari, and we hope you enjoy your time in this vibrant coastal city.
Allow us to extend our warmest welcome to our distinguished guests. Good morning, Honorable for Dr. Hugua as the Vice Governor of Southeast Sulawesi. Would you like to give a big round for him? Thank you. Honorable Permis Siska Karina Imran as the Mayor of Kendari City.
Selamat pagi Ibu. Honorable Mr. Ur Ibrahim Altai, Executive President of UCLG, Mayor of Konya Metropolitan Municipality. Thank you for joining us here. Honorable Dr. Bernadia Irawati Chandra Dewi, Secretary General of UCLG ASPAC. Selamat pagi Ibu. And Madam Lee Xiaoqin, UCLG ASPAC Co-President and Vice Chairwoman of Standing Committee of the Guangzhou Municipal People's Congress. Thank you for coming.
As well as esteemed representative from the government, partner organization and institution, and all UCLG ASPAC members.
And your presence truly adds great value to this gathering and reflects our shared commitment to advancing sustainable and inclusive development across the region. And I'm Donna Arsinta, and together with my colleague,
Idul Fatra, we are honored to serve you as a master of ceremony for this morning opening ceremony.
And this year's forum is held under the theme
Advancing Sustainable Tourism for a Resilient Future and Inclusive Economic Growth.
Kita berikan tepuk tangan, big applause for our today event and team. And before we continue, we kindly invite all participants to please switch your mobile phones into silent mode. Thank you. And the next distinguished guest, we now move to the welcoming remarks from our esteemed speakers. Our first speaker is the host of this event and a champion of community-based coastal tourism in Southeast Sulawesi. With great honor, we warmly invite Her Excellency Ms. Siska Karina Imran, Mayor of Kendari City, to deliver her welcoming remarks. Please welcome.
Berikan aplaus yang paling meriah untuk beliau.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning, Peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu. Distinguished Vice Governor of Southeast Sulawesi, Bapak Hugua and wife, Secretary General of UCLG ASPAC, Bu Bernadia, Honorable Secretariat Member of UCLG ASPAC, distinguished leaders, delegates, and from across the Asia Pacific region, partners, and honored guests, welcome to Kendari City. Today, we are not merely welcoming you in this international forum. Today, we are opening our city, and more importantly, our hearts. In Kendari, we believe that every guest is an honor. Your presence here is not just part of a formal agenda. It is a sign of trust, and trust is the most valuable foundation for meaningful cooperation. We gather here with a shared commitment to advance sustainable tourism as a foundation for a resilient and inclusive future. A vision that goes beyond economic growth, embracing environment, responsibility, and cultural respect. This 2026 UCLG Executive Bureau meeting and Asia Pacific Forum is more than a platform for discussion. It is a space to build trust, and strong cooperation always begins with trust. As the host city, we stand here not to present perfection, but with humility, readiness to learn, and commitment to contribute to shared solution. We hope that during your stay in Kendari, you will not only participate in the session, but also feel something deeper, the warmth of our people, the openness of our city, and the beginning of meaningful connection. Allow me to conclude. Welcome to Kendari City. Welcome to a city that opens itself. Welcome to a place where collaboration begins. with strong commitment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency Mayor Siska Karina Imran, for your inspiring welcome and for the generous hospitality the city of Kendari has extended to all of us here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to our next welcoming remarks delivered by a distinguished leader connecting cities and local governments across the Asia Pacific. Please welcome Dr. Bernadia Irawati Chandradewi, Secretary General of UCLG ASPAC. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for her.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, everyone. Let me greet honorable guests and speakers here. Honorable Vice Governor of Southeast Sulawesi Province, Mr. Hugua. He was actually very close to this organization as when he was the mayor of Wakatobi. I also like to greet Mayor Siska, the first woman mayor in Kendari. We are very happy to always have women mayors in this Asia Pacific region because we don't have so many women mayors. I also like to greet Mayor Altay as a co-president of UCLG World. He's from Turkey. He traveled more than 24 hours to come to Kendari, and he changed 4-time flights just to come here. We have to really, I really appreciate very much of your presence here. I also like to greet Madam Lee, co-president of UCLG Asia Pacific. She's actually the chair of the Standing Committee of Women of UCLG ASPAC from Guangzhou. I also like to welcome all the mayors, governors, all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Very, very good morning. Kendari, Miabo. It's really a privilege for me to stand here before you in this lovely city of Kendari. On behalf of United Cities and Local Governments, Asia Pacific, I'd like to express my great appreciation, especially to Kendari City and Southeast Sulawesi Province for co-hosting this wonderful event. This is the first event we have here in Kendari, and I also learned that Kendari is also first time for Kendari hosting this international event. So really a big privilege for all the people of Kendari to be able to host this international event. So we gather here today to discuss the important theme is both timely and imperative. It's about advancing sustainable tourism for a resilient future and inclusive economic growth. When we look at the data, we have seen a remarkable bounding, especially into 2025. With international arrivals reaching approximately 331 million, and the Chinese remain the world's largest outbound travel market in 2025. And we are happy to have so many delegates from China here with us, from Guangzhou, Fuzhou, and then Yiwu and Zhengzhou, so many. So we're very happy to have all delegates from our members. Tourism in 2025 leaned towards Southeast Asia as a top destination with more than 24% of travelers, with the digital platforms like YouTube becoming the leading source of travel inspiration. City like Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Tokyo, Seoul, of course, but Jakarta as our host of the Secretariat. These are among the most visited city in the world. And when look at Indonesia alone, we welcome around 15 million foreign tourists. This is surpassing actually the national target and signaling a robust rebound. We even have a more impressive data, like domestic tourism remains the bedrock of this industry, with over more than 1 billion domestic trips recorded in 2025 alone. So this sector now supports the livelihoods of over 25 million people across this country. These are not just statistics. They represent millions of families, small businesses, local communities, and this empowered by, of course, responsible travels. So however, we have to ask ourselves, who are the true architects of this success? Who are the true architects in this success? The answer lies not solely in the national capitals, but right here at the sub-national levels, in which local governments are the spearhead of tourism development. So we are happy to have a lot of local governments leaders with us. You have to be applauding yourself for being here and discussing about the importance of sustainable tourism. So the governor, mayors, and the regions, and the village leaders who manage the destination, who maintain the hygiene and safety, and who regulate land use. You are the one who keep the beauty of the places, and who engage directly with the communities hosting these visitors, from the management of tourism to the provision of public infrastructure. It's all in your hands. Let me also highlight important aspects here. We thought strong, we thought capable, we thought your concerns of developing sustainable tourism, this cannot be achieved. So recognizing this, UCLG ASPAC, we are very proud to have more than, at the UCLG World, we have 244,000 local governments in more than 140 countries. And Asia Pacific is the largest regional section of UCLG. We want to show commitments in this journey. We have several committees. We have Committee on Tourism, we have Committee on Culture, we have Committee on Humanitarian Development, Peace Nexus, all working hand in hand with all local governments beyond Asia Pacific regions to achieve the goals, to achieve the vision of this organization. So in conclusion, we are committed, together with all the leaders here, to achieve the journey. Let me conclude here with pantun. It's quite common to have a pantun in Indonesia, called poem, maybe, kind of poem. So let me say here, angin laut berhembus menyapa.
Cakep.
Perahu nelayan berlayar di Teluk Kendari.
Cakep.
Kolaborasi jadi kunci utama, membangun masa depan penuh harmoni. Thank you. I also like to once again thank you all the Executive Bureau members to be present here to have a great meeting and wish everyone a successful.
And this is Mr. Dakila Carlochua through video message.
Distinguished governors, mayors, and leaders of local and regional governments, Honorable Minister, Excellencies, colleagues and partners, a warm greeting to all of you. It is my pleasure to address the first session of the 2026 UCLG ASPAC Executive Bureau meeting at the Asia Pacific Forum. While I regret that I am unable to join you there in person in Kendari, I am honored to connect with you through this message forum. Across the Asia Pacific region, our cities and local governments are at the forefront of transformation. We are responding to growing pressures, climate change, economic uncertainty, and rapid urbanization while ensuring that development remains inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. In this context, tourism is no longer just an economic sector. It is a strategic pathway to strengthen local economies, protect our natural resources and cultural heritage, and improve our well-being or the well-being of our communities. The theme of this forum, Advancing Sustainable Tourism for a Resilient Future and Inclusive Economic Growth, is both timely and essential. Sustainable tourism allows us to create jobs and opportunities at the local level, empower communities, including women and youth, and ensure that growth does not come at the expense of our environment. For coastal and island cities such as Kendari, many of our member cities and local governments, this balance is especially critical. As UCLG ASPAC, we carry a shared responsibility guided by the UCLG ASPAC Manifesto of 2026 to 2030. We are strengthening resilient local economies, sustainable urban systems, and inclusive governance across the region. Our role is not only to represent local governments, but to enable them to lead as innovators and partners and as drivers of real change on the ground. This is why collaboration is essential. We must continue to strengthen partnership between local, national, and regional actors, and engage the private sector and communities and share knowledge and practical solutions across our network. Regional processes, including our engagement with ASEAN frameworks, also provide important platforms to align local actions with broader development goals. The discussion in Kendari represents an opportunity not only to exchange experiences, but to move forward with a shared direction. Again, I share and encourage all participants to contribute actively towards the Kendari Joint Action as a reflection of our collective commitment to sustainable tourism, resilient local development, and stronger regional cooperation. Let us ensure that tourism in our region is not only a source of growth, but a force of sustainability, inclusivity, and resilience. I wish all of you a productive and inspiring forum, and I look forward to the outcomes of your discussions. Thank you, and I wish you a successful meeting there in Kendari.
Thank you, Governor Dakila Karlokua, for inspiring video message.
And ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to proceed with the keynote speech. Minister of Tourism of the Republic of Indonesia, represented by Dr. Heri Rahmat Wijaya. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome on stage Dr. Heri Rahmat Wijaya, Director of Tourism Politeknik Makassar.
Hadirin yang berbahagia, sekali kita berikan tepuk tangan yang paling meriah untuk Dr. Heri Rahmat Wijaya.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Allow me to speak in bahasa Indonesia, because I really more better when I speak Indonesian language. Baik, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bapak Ibu yang hormati, pertama-tama tentu saya mengucapkan permohonan maaf karena Ibu Menteri Widianti Putriwardana tidak dapat hadir pada kesempatan ini, pada kesempatan yang sangat luar biasa ini, forum yang sangat baik, UCLG Forum ASPAC yang dilaksanakan di Kota Kendari dari tanggal 6, tentu kemarin sampai tanggal 8 dan akan datang ini Bu semuanya. Jadi ini tentu pertemuan yang sangat luar biasa, dan permohonan maaf dari Ibu Menteri Widianti Putriwardana, dan Ibu Menteri juga berpesan selamat datang kepada seluruh delegasi dalam kegiatan UCLG ini. Baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sehat selalu, salam hormat penuh semangat, rahayu, rahayu, rahayu. Yang terhormat, yang kehormati Bapak Wakil Gubernur Sulawesi Tenggara, Bapak Hugua, yang kehormati Wali Kota Kendari, Ibu Siska, yang kehormati Sekretaris UCC, Ibu Ibu Bernadette, dan tentu Presiden dari UCLG yang tidak dapat disebutkan, para Wali Kota, Bupati yang hadir pada kesempatan ini, seluruh members dan delegates dari kegiatan UCLG ASPAC yang dilaksanakan di Kota Kendari ini. Hadir sepertinya banyak dari Indonesia, perwakilannya ada dari Turki, ada dari South of Korea, ada Maldives, ada Bangladesh, ada Kiribati, India, Malaysia, Singapura, Jepang, Philippines, Nepal, Thailand, dan China. Welcome to Kendari and enjoy the UCLG ASPAC. First of all, pertama tentu yang ingin disampaikan adalah materi yang diberikan atau tema atau fokus yang diberikan kepada Ibu Menteri, yaitu terkait dengan bagaimana memajukan pariwisata berkelanjutan untuk masa depan yang tangguh dan pertumbuhan ekonomi yang inklusif. Ini tentu sejalan dengan kondisi saat ini, Bapak Ibu yang hormati, di tengah situasi global geopolitik yang tidak menentu juga, Bapak Ibu semuanya, ini menjadi tantangan buat kita khususnya di dalam penyelenggaraan kegiatan pariwisata, sehingga pariwisata itu betul-betul resilient dan dapat tumbuh memajukan pariwisata secara inklusif. Ibu Wamen kemarin pada kesempatan pembukaan Rakernas di Kota Makassar, Asita, menyampaikan bahwa pertumbuhan dari pariwisata saat ini dari bulan Januari ke bulan Maret itu tumbuh cukup signifikan, yaitu sekitar 8,62% atau sekitar 4,40 juta wisatawan yang datang tentu ke Indonesia. Dan kemudian perjalanan wisatawan Nusantara itu kurang lebih 13,14% atau sekitar 318,5 juta perjalanan wisatawan di lingkungan Indonesia. Performansi wisatawan mancanegara maupun Indonesia yang ada di Indonesia ini, kunjungan wisatawan terus disampaikan juga bahwa ada kurang lebih 15.339 juta wisatawan yang hadir, yang datang ke Indonesia berkunjung. Itu memang menurun dari tahun sebelumnya 17 juta, namun tentu ada peningkatan dari target yang telah ditetapkan. Untuk perjalanan wisatawan Nusantara dibandingkan tahun lalu tentu ada peningkatan dari 1022 menjadi 1200 juta wisatawan yang melakukan pergerakan di Indonesia. Kemudian kontribusi PDB pariwisata di Indonesia ini di 2024,04 itu naik menjadi 4,9%, dan kemudian Travel and Tourism Development Index pariwisata kita naik 10 peringkat dari 2023 menjadi nomor 22 di tahun ini di 2025 ini, dan itu adalah urutan dari 119. Kemudian devisa yang diperoleh juga sudah mencapai 19,5%, Bapak Ibu yang kehormati. Bagaimana gambaran RPJPN 2025-2045? Mudah-mudahan paparan ini dapat memberikan gambaran yang sebaik-baiknya sehingga para kepala daerah, wali kota, kemudian bupati, kepala dinas, baik yang hadir bersama-sama dan dari yang dalam negeri maupun yang dari luar negeri dapat memahami bagaimana RPJPN 2025-2045 untuk pembangunan pariwisata nasional. Visi 2045 adalah Indonesia sebagai destinasi global, terkemuka dengan pariwisata berkelanjutan dan tentu memiliki nilai tambah. Main targetnya adalah peningkatan PDB, kemudian peningkatan devisa, dan peningkatan sumber daya manusia. Fokus kebijakannya adalah kepada integrasi konektivitas dan kebijakan visa yang kondusif. Ini perlu kita ketahui Bapak Ibu yang hormati, konektivitas menjadi sangat penting di era saat ini. Kegiatan-kegiatan penghubung antara satu kota dan ke daerah yang lain itu perlu ada peningkatan-peningkatan yang ada. Dan ini sangat berbeda tentu di masa sebelum pandemi dan saat ini. Keterbatasan-keterbatasan kontinuitas kita bisa sadari saat ini. Kemudian penguatan rantai pasok industri pariwisata, inklusi UMKM Ibu semuanya. Semalam kita sama-sama menikmati hidangan tentu di Anjungan, bahwa makanan yang kita nikmati itu adalah dari UMKM yang ada di kota Kendari ini, dan itu sangat luar biasa. Ibu Wali Kota ini apresiasi karena menggerakkan sektor ekonomi ke yang paling rendah, dan keterlibatan masyarakat tentu dalam kegiatan internasional ini. Tadi disampaikan juga oleh Ibu Bernadette bahwa ini adalah kegiatan internasional yang pertama yang diselenggarakan di kota Kendari, tentu sangat luar biasa, dan keterlibatannya sampai dengan masyarakat yang terendah dengan kegiatan UMKM-nya ini, dan kemarin kami sangat menikmati hidangan yang sangat luar biasa itu di sela-sela hujan yang sangat kita nikmati juga Bapak Ibu semuanya. Kemudian tentu ada peningkatan sumber daya manusia dan UMKM juga. Kemudian implementasi terkait dengan prinsip ekonomi biru, hijau, dan sirkular ekonomi atau BGCE Bapak Ibu semuanya. Blue, Green, and Circular Economy menjadi poin penting dalam gambaran RPJPN 2025-2045 di sektor pariwisata di Kementerian Pariwisata Bapak Ibu semuanya. Dan yang terakhir, kebijakan terkait dengan RPJPN adalah promosi satu pintu untuk pariwisata ini melalui perdagangan dan investasi yang kita selenggarakan. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, pilar pariwisata berkualitas dan berkelanjutan dari RPJM 2025-2029 untuk sektor pariwisata itu adalah peningkatan quantity tourism menjadi kualitas quantity tourism menjadi quality tourism. Itu adalah pengeluaran tertinggi, lama tinggal, dan kemudian kesadaran lingkungan. Ada 10 destinasi prioritas yang saat ini menjadi fokus pengembangan oleh Kementerian Pariwisata, dan ada 3 destinasi, ada di Greater Jakarta, ada Borobudur, Yogyakarta, Prambanan, ada Bali, ada Lombok, ada Bali, ada Lombok, Gili Tramedan, ada Labuan Bajo, ada Manado Likupang, ada Morotai, ada Raja Ampat, dan ada Wakatobi Bapak Ibu semuanya. Kami dari Politeknik Pariwisata Makassar dan setiap Politeknik Pariwisata di bawah Kementerian Pariwisata punya tugas dan tanggung jawab untuk turut serta membangun, mengembangkan sumber daya manusia. Politeknik Pariwisata Makassar di mana saya berkantor itu turut serta membangun pariwisatanya di wilayah Morotai, di wilayah Likupang, kemudian Raja Ampat, dan kemudian di Wakatobi. Itu menjadi bagian pengembangan sumber daya yang dilaksanakan oleh kami di Politeknik Pariwisata Makassar atas arahan tentu kebijakan dari Kementerian Pariwisata. Ada 10 destinasi prioritas yang sudah memiliki rencana induk destinasi pariwisata nasional, dan yang masih dalam proses ada 4 dari 10 itu. Kalau boleh saya menyebutkan, Manado Likupang, Bangka Belitung, Lombok, Gili Tramedan, Raja Ampat, Borobudur, Yogyakarta dan Prambanan, Danau Toba, Bromo, Tengger, Semeru, Labuan Bajo, Danau Toba itu yang sudah memiliki RIDPN atau rencana induk destinasi pariwisata nasional. Yang masih dalam proses saat ini adalah akan segera terbit Bromo, Tengger, Semeru, Labuan Bajo, Morotai, dan Wakatobi. Wakatobi masuk dalam pengembangan strategi ini semuanya. Kementerian Pariwisata memiliki program flagship untuk pengembangan pariwisata saat ini, yaitu peningkatan keselamatan pariwisata, kemudian desa wisata, pariwisata berkualitas, dan event by Indonesia, dan terakhir adalah Tourism 5.0. Untuk flagship program Kementerian Pariwisata terkait dengan peningkatan keselamatan berwisata, ini menjadi program yang prioritas untuk tahun 2026 ini, mengingat beberapa keselamatan dari beberapa kejadian yang ada di Indonesia ini turut menjadi kebijakan Kementerian Pariwisata saat ini, yaitu dengan melaksanakan upskilling dan reskilling untuk peningkatan kesiapsiagaan dalam pelaksanaan wisata ekstrim tentu saja. Kemarin Ibu Wamen menyampaikan sudah ada sertifikasi yang dilaksanakan bagi pengelola kapal pesiar di kelautan dan kemudian bagi para pengelola wisata di daerah pegunungan. Mudah-mudahan tidak terjadi lagi kejadian-kejadian yang bisa merenggut nyawa kita Bapak Ibu semuanya. Kegiatan yang dilaksanakan tentu berbasis kepada kompetensi dan sertifikasi pemandu. Kemudian dilaksanakan juga edukasi bagi wisatawan. Kemudian penyusunan pedoman dan modul keselamatan bagi pelaku wisata. Kemudian pemetaan destinasi rawan bencana. Ini penting Bapak Ibu yang hormati bahwa destinasi-destinasi yang ada di Indonesia ini tentu berada di wilayah Ring of Fire, rawan dengan bencana. Olehnya tentu Bapak Ibu semuanya, para kepala daerah dapat mengantisipasi, dapat melihat daerah-daerah rawan bencana itu, khususnya daerah-daerah wisata, karena daerah wisata tentu akan ada datang wisatawan yang akan datang berkunjung, tentu perlu menjadi ramah bencana. Ada kesiapsiagaan yang dilakukan, ada mitigasi yang dilakukan di daerah-daerah yang rawan bencana ini. Kemudian penyesuaian regulasi live on board Bapak Ibu semuanya. Regulasi live on board ini penting karena live on board ini kan berlayar Bapak Ibu semuanya dan kemudian akan berlabuh di satu lokasi dan kemudian tentu kapal akan melabuhkan jangkarnya dan biasanya jangkar ini juga akan merusak terumbu karang. Olehnya perlu ada regulasi-regulasi yang sangat baik untuk mengatur kegiatan live on board ini Bapak Ibu semuanya. Jadi itu terkait dengan peningkatan keselamatan berwisata. Kemudian program flagship yang kedua adalah desa wisata. Desa wisata kita tahu Bapak Ibu yang hormati, program ini sudah diinisiasi sejak zaman Pak Menteri Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno. Ada beberapa awarding yang dilaksanakan dan tentu Bu Menteri juga akan memberikan awarding yang ada yaitu terkait dengan desa wisata ini. Yang dilakukan adalah peningkatan kualitas dan kuantitas desa wisata itu sendiri untuk pertumbuhan ekonomi dan pemerataan pembangunan. Kegiatan yang dilakukan adalah pengembangan jejaring, ada kurang lebih 6.100 desa wisata yang ada di Indonesia ini. Mungkin sebagian dari 6.000 itu ada di Sulawesi Tenggara, ada juga sebagian di Kota Kendari, dan ada di sebagian di wilayah yang Bapak Ibu hadir pada kesempatan ini. Kemudian dilaksanakan juga sertifikat desa wisata dan kemudian sertifikasi halal yang dilaksanakan oleh Kementerian Pariwisata bersama BPJPH Bapak Ibu semuanya. Itu pengembangan di desa wisata semuanya. Kemudian di flagship program Kementerian Pariwisata yang kedua adalah pariwisata berkualitas. Hal-hal yang dilakukan adalah pemanfaatan terhadap kegiatan minat khusus sebagai daya tarik wisata ini. Ada gastronomi Bapak Ibu semuanya yang menjadi concern dari Kementerian Pariwisata. Ada marine tourism juga yang menjadi concern Kementerian Pariwisata. Ada wellness tourism yang menjadi concern Kementerian Pariwisata. Ada wastra juga Bapak Ibu semuanya menjadi Kementerian Pariwisata. Wastra adalah kain tradisional yang menjadi ciri khas Indonesia ini dan ini menjadi target Kementerian Pariwisata juga untuk turut dikembangkan. Dan kemudian ada art and design untuk menarik wisatawan berdaya beli tinggi dan meningkatkan spending of money-nya di Indonesia dan di daerah-daerah di mana kunjungan wisatawan itu berlangsung Bapak Ibu semuanya. Kegiatan-kegiatan yang berlaku di kegiatan pariwisata berkualitas ini adalah pertama adalah kegiatan wisata bersih Ibu. Ini sudah di launch oleh Ibu Menteri di tahun lalu, di awal dia menjabat, dilaksanakan di Bali saat itu pertama kali dan harapannya tentu menyebar ke seluruh daerah. Kemudian juga ada kurasi DTW dan pola perjalanan. Ada Wonderful Indonesia Garment yang dilaksanakan, ada Wonderful Indonesia Wellness, dan kemudian pendampingan dan pembinaan usaha yang dilaksanakan. Kemudian yang keempat adalah ada event by Indonesia, ya, ada karisma event nasional yang diselenggarakan oleh Kementerian Pariwisata dan ada kurasi-kurasi yang dilaksanakan oleh Kementerian Pariwisata untuk penyelenggaraan karisma event nasional ini di setiap daerah di provinsi maupun di kabupaten kota yang ada di Indonesia. Penyelenggaraan event berkualitas yang menjadi ciri khas Indonesia dan mengangkat nama di kancah global. Kegiatan dilaksanakan dari sekali lagi Karisma Event Nusantara, kemudian Southeast Asia Business Event Forums, dan kemudian event by Indonesia lainnya. Yang terakhir adalah Tourism 5.0, yaitu digitalisasi pariwisata dan pemanfaatan teknologi untuk pariwisata yang lebih efektif dan berkualitas. Kementerian Pariwisata baru-baru ini meluncurkan dan meremapping website yang ada dan di dalamnya memasukkan unsur digitalization yaitu artificial intelligence. Ada forum di sana yang dinamakan dengan Maya, Bapak Ibu semuanya. Di Maya ini Bapak Ibu semuanya bisa mencoba menanyakan bagaimana pola perjalanan yang baik untuk tentu dilaksanakan di Indonesia. Ini tentu tujuannya untuk bisa menjaring wisatawan asing dan wisatawan mancanegara dan tentu juga untuk menyiapkan juga wisatawan Nusantara. Pengembangan platform terpadu event by Indonesia yang dilaksanakan dalam Tourism 5.0 ini Bapak Ibu semuanya. Kemudian tren pariwisata global saat ini yang dapat kami sampaikan adalah pertama, adanya perubahan pola perjalanan wisata Bapak Ibu semuanya. Wisatawan lebih memilih destinasi yang tenang, otentik dan bermakna. Kemudian muncul tren juga, untrending is the new trending, untuk menghindari over tourism Ibu saya. Ada 3 pilar utama perubahan pariwisata global yang Bapak Ibu mungkin dapat pahami pada kesempatan ini. Pertama, perkembangan teknologi digital dan AI. AI dan media sosial menjadi arsitek keputusan berwisata. Kemudian berdasarkan proyeksi 2026 sebanyak 54% wisatawan menggunakan AI untuk merencanakan perjalanan. Yang kedua, wisatawan berkelanjutan, sustainability. Generasi Z mendorong nilai inklusivitas, kelestarian dan keseimbangan hidup. Wisatawan memilih destinasi berdasarkan kesuksesan, kesesuaian dengan nilai keberlanjutan lingkungan. Yang ketiga, pilar utama adalah personalisasi perjalanan. Wisatawan menginginkan pengalaman yang bermakna sekaligus nyaman. Muncul tren regeneratif tourism, olehnya Kementerian Pariwisata mengeluarkan 3 regeneratif daerah yang menjadi target pengembangan Kementerian Pariwisata. Dan solutif travel yang menekankan pada tanggung jawab, solusi sosial, dan keterhitungan keberhubungan secara emosional. Bapak Ibu yang hormati, bagaimana kaitannya dengan tema fokus yang dilaksanakan ini? Kementerian Pariwisata sekali lagi tadi menyampaikan di awal bahwa Kementerian Pariwisata mengimplementasikan pariwisata berkelanjutan melalui pedoman BGCE, Blue, Green, and Circular Economy. Kementerian Pariwisata bekerjasama dengan Bappenas meluncurkan pedoman BGCE, Blue, Green, and Circular Economy untuk sektor pariwisata. Kedua, bagian dari rencana jangka panjang untuk mempromosikan pariwisata yang berkelanjutan dan kompetitif yang selaras dengan tujuan dan lingkungan. Di ekonomi biru atau di Blue Economy, yaitu adalah menyeimbangkan aktivitas ekonomi maritim pesisir dengan konservasi ekosistemnya. Yang kedua, ekonomi hijau atau green economy mengintegrasikan masalah ekonomi, lingkungan, dan sosial. Yang ketiga, di ekonomi sirkular atau di circular economy mempromosikan penggunaan material yang efisien untuk mempertahankan ekosistem dan kesejahteraan manusia. Bapak Ibu yang hormati, keberhasilan pariwisata tentu tidak dapat hanya dicapai oleh Menteri Pariwisata sendiri, Kementerian Pariwisata, tapi ini keterlibatan banyak sektor, keterlibatan tentu dari pimpinan-pimpinan atau kepala daerah yang ada, dari gubernur, kemudian dari wali kota dan bupati beserta kepala dinas yang hadir, yang turut serta untuk membangun pariwisata ini misalnya. Demikian Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, pemaparan terkait dengan bagaimana kegiatan pariwisata ini menjadi tangguh dan kemudian menjadikan ekonomi yang inklusif. Terima kasih banyak Bapak Ibu Krimana atas undangan yang diberikan kepada Kementerian Pariwisata. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk semua dan Om Santi 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 Om.
Thank you Dr. Heri Rahmat Wijaya for the keynote address. Terima kasih.
Ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to have a break for 10 minutes before proceed to the next session of Asia Pacific Forum. Will be started around 10:50 a.m.
Bapak Ibu, para hadirin yang berbahagia, acara kita akan di break selama 10 menit kurang lebih ya. Nanti akan dilanjutkan kembali pada pukul 10.50. Terima kasih.
Some say you will understand China in Henan. It is wise to start from Zhengzhou for understanding the Chinese civilization. What is the 3,600-year-old city heralding in an energetic gesture? Good morning, Zhengzhou. You just wake up from this poetic autumn without noticing the birth of a sculpture. Yes, right here. What do you see?
这是一个八字，一个无限的符号。
Look, it looks like an annulus. Oh yes, but I think it also looks like a ribbon, right?
世界城市和地方。爸爸，这是什么意思呀？
就是城市的联合国，好多城市在一起，共同发展。
Well, it seems that everyone has a different answer. You may get a little closer.
原来这里面还有2个椭圆组成的吧？
爸爸，我知道，这是大玉米。
对，大玉米啊，就是我们郑州的松岳寺塔。打3跳，
爸爸，你看，雕塑上有天和爸爸，还有我。
对呀。
Pakistan, Australia, Republic of Korea, so many countries connected together. New Delhi, Hanoi, Hangzhou, Zhengzhou, so many cities are linked together.
That's right. We hope to bring together 145 member cities and 39 local government associations from 22 countries and regions to embrace the post-pandemic future and strengthen connectivity to build a community of a shared future for mankind. Like the sculpture, we will show brighter luster with the passage of time, grow from strength to strength, and pursue a promising future through drawing on traditional wisdom. Well, what comes to your mind when you see it?
这好像中国的太极，以柔克刚，阴阳平衡，生生不息。这是一个表达纪念的艺术品。
Welcome with open arms. It is just like a city-to-city hug.
It's Zhengzhou's gift for the UCLG. As the Chinese saying goes, nothing, not even mountains and oceans, can separate people with shared goals and vision. We sincerely invite sister cities to share civilization and embrace future. Set foot on the Central Plains. Take the whole world in view. Waiting for you in Zhengzhou.
In the vibrant heart of ASEAN, a pivotal conversation unfolds, one that will shape the future of our cities and the lives of the ASEAN community. Across ASEAN, cities and regions are transforming rapidly, facing climate risks, digital shifts, and rapid growth that will unlock opportunities for progress to shape better lives for the ASEAN community. Introducing 3 landmark events shaping the region's urban future. ASUF, AGMF, and MGMAC 2025 are organized by the Ministry of Housing and Local Government under Malaysia's ASEAN chairmanship, under the theme ASEAN Future, Cities and Regions, Inclusivity and Sustainability. The forum is a call to action to prioritize urban well-being and to focus on 4 key areas: climate resilient, inclusive and healthy cities, digital transformation and innovation, and the collaborative pathways to sustainable cities. ASUF 2025 marks a regional milestone, the local actions, and create partnerships for tomorrow's cities. Together, we shape the ASEAN we want: sustainable, inclusive, and resilient cities for generations to come. Join us in Kuala Lumpur this 10th to 15th August. Be part of the conversation and shape the future. One vision, one ASEAN, one future.
Baik, Bapak Ibu, Anda sangat berbahagia. Kami persilakan Anda untuk kembali menempati kursi yang telah disediakan. Kita akan melangkah ke acara berikutnya. Sekali lagi, kami kembali mempersilakan kepada seluruh tamu undangan yang hadir untuk kembali menempati kursi yang telah disediakan. Acara akan segera dilanjutkan. Sekali lagi kami informasikan kepada seluruh tamu undangan yang hadir. Kami persilakan Anda untuk kembali menuju ke kursi masing-masing. Sesaat lagi acara akan kita lanjutkan. Baik, foto sesi selesai. Kami persilakan kembali kepada seluruh tamu undangan untuk menempati kursi masing-masing karena kita akan lanjut ke agenda berikutnya.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated because we're going to continue the next session.
Sekali lagi kami persilakan kepada seluruh tamu undangan yang hadir untuk kembali menempati kursi yang telah disediakan. Acara akan segera kita lanjutkan. Baik, sekali lagi tanpa mengurangi rasa hormat kami persilakan Anda untuk kembali menempati kursi yang telah disediakan. Kita akan melangkah ke agenda berikutnya. Untuk para protokol boleh untuk kembali ke tempat yang telah disediakan untuk menyesuaikan. Terima kasih.
Okay. Good morning, distinguished guests, honorable leaders, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us for the special session of the Asia Pacific Forum 20 and 26. Once again, we would like to warmly welcome to Kendari, the city of cashew and jewel of the Southeast Sulawesi. We are deeply honored to have you here with us today.
And this Asia Pacific Forum is titled Advancing Sustainable Tourism for a Resilient Future and Inclusive Economic Growth. Over the next session, we will hear from distinguished leaders, exchange insights, and explore pathways to strengthen sustainable tourism across the Asia Pacific region. And to guide us through this important discussion, we are honored to have with us CEO of Urbanika Malaysia under the Ministry of Housing and Local Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming our moderator, Ms. Nurliza Hashim, to the stage.
Give a big round of applause for her. Thank you.
And we also would like to invite on stage the speaker, Dr. Christina Yeo Kenyin, Undersecretary, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Malaysia. And we also like to invite on stage Mr. Jake Vincent S. Villa, Governor Province of Sikihor, Philippines. Also, we'd like to invite on stage Dato Abdul Hamid Hussein, Mayor, Clang Royal City Council, Malaysia. And we would like also to invite Dr. Emil Elistianto Dardak as Vice Governor of East Java, Indonesia. Last but not least, we also like to invite Mr. Justinus Prastowo as Deputy Coordinator for the Spatial Staff to the Governor of Jakarta. Thank you for coming, and for the next discussion will be led by the moderator.
Thank you very much to our two lovely who have invited us on stage. Good morning, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, everyone is still with us, yeah? I think we had a very fantastic opening session just now. A lot of wisdom, a lot of sharing that has been shared among the keynote speakers for the morning. So I would like to acknowledge all our distinguished guests that have come from all over the world, our panelists that have joined me on stage, and of course all of UCLG partners. It's really a great pleasure for all of us to be here. And I think the discussion that we are going to be talking about, which is sustainable tourism, is very, very crucial, especially to this part of the world, our part of the region. And we heard just now from many of our distinguished speakers that tourism in the Asia Pacific actually sits at a very critical intersection. It is actually a very powerful engine of economic growth, but also one of the sectors most exposed to climate risks, environmental pressures, and social inequalities. Now, our discussion today is not just about recovery. It's about how we frame the tourism as a driver for resilience, inclusivity, and sustainability. And we also heard from Indonesian Ministry of Tourism just now on the importance of the blue, green, and circular economy. We will also be exploring how tourism can strengthen local economies. You know, especially here we are in the city of Kendari, and how they can embed climate resilience and shift towards a more responsible production and consumption. So I have five distinguished panelists here with me, and I do hope that, you know, we can really harness their wisdom. They represent national governments, regional governments, as well as local governments. And I think they are all very much of a promoter, not only in terms of tourism, but also community development. So I think given the time that we have, we will start with a sharing from all our panelists, and subsequently we will move on to some discussions among us. So as have been already been introduced to you, I have Dr. Christine Yo from Malaysia. She's our Undersecretary from the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Malaysia. I also have Mr. Jake Vincent Azvila. He's the Governor Province of Sikihor, correct, of the Philippines. And I also have with me Dato Abdul Hamid. He's not only the Mayor of Clang, but he's also the President of MALA, which is the Malaysian Association for Local Government. The Honorable Dr. Emil Elastianto Dardak, Vice Governor of East Java, but also my Honorary President of hereof. And of course, Mr. Rano Karno, is that correct? Yeah, because I was told earlier you would not be joining us, but thank you, sir, for being with us. Vice Governor of Jakarta, capital city of Indonesia. So yes, there you go, very highly distinguished panelists we have here. So I would like to start with Dr. Christine. Maybe, she represents Malaysia Ministry of Tourism. Probably Dr. Christine, from your view, where she plays a very key role in national tourism policies and also how sustainable tourism strategies are being framed in Malaysia. So yes, over to you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you our moderators. Selamat pagi, selamat siang, good morning to all our honorable guests, Pak Vice Governor, and also Ibu Kendari Mayor City, Dr. Bernadia. Allow me to, if this is the first time I'm taking the floor, I wish to take this opportunity to thank our organizer, the Secretariat of the ASEAN Governors and Mayors Forum, AMF, United Cities and Local Governments Asia Pacific, UCLG ASPAC, our local host, the city of Kendari and the province of Southeast Sulawesi, for inviting me to share Malaysia's experience in this forum. Ibu Kota Sulawesi Tenggara, atau Kota Lulu, Kendari telah menyambut kami semua pengunjung dengan keramahan khas. Pemandangan Teluk Kendari yang menawan serta kehangatan senyuman yang begitu menawan. Terima kasih ibu-ibu dan bapak-bapak di Kendari. Terima kasih. Okay, can I have the slide please? Okay, is it up? Okay, all right. You can see globally, regardless where we are in this world, regardless which region, which continent, the tourism trend is similar. The tourism sector is highly vulnerable, yet competitive at the same time. Being resilient, being sustainable, and inclusive is no longer an option, okay? In 2025, travel and tourism's contribution to global GDP totaled at US $11.6 trillion, and it grew at 4.1% year on year, exceeding overall global economic growth by almost 50%. This includes direct, indirect, and induced impacts of the sector. As a share, the travel and tourism represented 9.8% of the global economy. Next slide. I'm not going to give a lecture on definition, no, okay? We just want to share that sustainable development, inclusivity, they are all interconnected. And in Malaysia, we stand guided by our 13 Malaysia Plan and also the National Tourism Policy, which is driven by public-private partnerships and digitization, driving innovation and competitiveness towards sustainable and inclusive development in alignment with the UN SDG goals. And all these transformative strategies rest on three pillars: competitiveness, inclusiveness, sustainability, and recently we added responsible and resilient. We learned from COVID. Next slide. Okay, in Southeast Sulawesi, as Pak Heri, who represented the Minister of Tourism Indonesia shared, you have the notable Wakatobi Archipelago Biosphere Reserve, which is recognized for its exceptional marine biodiversity. And The one you see on the screen are what we have in Malaysia. The properties inscribed on the World Heritage List. We have our global geoparks and biosphere reserves. The effort to list these cultural and natural properties is not just about tourism, okay? Bukan hanya untuk wisata. These listings include the awareness and appreciation of the local community and Malaysians in general about the values and importance to protect and preserve cultural and natural sites for its outstanding universal value, OUV. Next slide. Okay, like the tangible sites, the intangibles are to be safeguarded as well. For Malaysia, we have shifted our preservation policy focus from single to multinational nomination. We believe that in this region, we need to work together to safeguard our shared heritage together. Earlier on, Ibu Dr. Bernadia presented a beautiful pantun. In fact, pantun is a multinational nomination between Malaysia and Indonesia. Our community practices the beautiful art of poem pantun in the most beautiful manner amongst the community. Based on our practical experience, promoting regional tourism has multiplier effect, given that we pool our resources to promote our regional offerings. Next slide. Just to share as well from Malaysia's experience, we always try to do things in a manner that is sustainable and community-driven. And under the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, they recognize cities, bandar-bandar yang sustainable, yang berpaksikan community, do things together, submit dossier together. So as a result, in Malaysia, we have the Kuching City of Gastronomy in 2021. Subsequently, we have Ipoh. It's a West Coast city, become the UNESCO Creative City of Music. And subsequently, we have KL, which just got the UNESCO Creative City of Design. All these are part of the effort of the government, together with the municipalities, local government, to work together to empower communities, to do things together, be part of the initiative. Then only a program can be sustainable. Because getting an award, getting recognized is just the first step. The many, many steps thereafter is the maintenance and the sustenance of the program. That is something that Malaysia learned over the past years. Next slide. Next, let's delve into one of our flagship community-based tourism initiatives. Ms. Nolisa, actually, right, when you talk about tourism, about sustainable tourism, inclusive tourism, we can't run away with community-based tourism, though I understand that another of my esteemed panel here will be speaking about CBT per se, community-based tourism. But I will share, because Malaysia, one of our key flagship initiatives that promotes inclusivity and sustainability is community-based tourism. Okay? The Malaysian Homestay Experience Program has been introduced back in 1995, long time ago, with a clear vision. We want to empower our communities to encourage their active participation in the tourism sector. And now, the program has grown to encompass over 239 clusters, covering almost 600 villages and almost 4,000 trained operators. It has generated almost 5 million USD income, hosting over almost 500,000 visitors, both domestic and international, demonstrating the continued relevance and potential. Over the years, we have done some transformation and innovation as well to keep the program continue to be vibrant, lively, and high in demand. Next slide. Very quickly, just want to share one of our best practice of a homestay. It is the Miso Walai Homestay. I will not go into the details, but basically this is mooted through the cooperative saluran method, because we believe in Together, we can do more. Together, we can do better. So this is done through the Batu Puteh Village Tourism Cooperative. The cooperative movement has generated significant economic impact for more than 350 members and cooperative shareholders, and particularly for the women and the elderly who provide homestay accommodation and guiding services, receiving permanent wages and sharing in the profits of cooperative. Isn't that beautiful? Inclusive, you know? Next slide. So just to share, it's located in the lower Kinabatangan River or Sabah, a biodiversity hotspot. This is the Miso Walai Homestay. Next slide. This is also the main contributors and success stories of how this village and this movement got awarded the UNWTO Best Tourism Villages Award in 2021. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, very quickly, and as mentioned earlier on in my sharing, we have the National Tourism Policy, which started in the year 2020 to 2030. And it is in Strategy 5 that we have our transformative efforts, where we look at increasing budget, securing quality investments, enhancing partnerships and cooperation with public and private institutions, organizations, both local and international. We empower NGOs, CSOs, and local communities to be part of this effort and agenda to protect and conserve our environment, because it is through this way we can ensure sustainability and resilience of the industry. Complementing this policy, just like what Pak Harry shared earlier on, there is the interconnected national strategies related to green technology, blue economy, green economy, climate change, biodiversity, culture, which collectively create a holistic approach to sustainable tourism in Malaysia. Next slide. This is just some of the success stories. Next slide. In fact, I want to share with you, in the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia, we are so happy and we are so willing, we want to share and also to learn from the others. On the left side of my slide, this is a landing web page, which we feature what we do under our sustainable tourism. Yeah, it's a homepage, and we have many of our incentives, our programs, how we do sustainable tourism, and some of the best successful stories we have uploaded here. Feel free to have a look. If you can't read the slide, at the lower left, https://lestari.motek.gov.my mengenai, you can see a lot of information about sustainable and inclusive tourism in Malaysia. Of course, easy said than done. Based on our over 20 years of experience, we have faced a lot of challenges, and these challenges evolve over time. And so that's why we have to be transformative and innovative in reviewing our policies and to reach out to the local community, to introduce and constantly give them the updates and awareness on how they can do better. So these are the challenges that we face over the years. On the right, yeah? Low political will, stakeholder disconnect, and also digital deficit. Next slide. A summary of what we learned. Yes, a summary of what we learned. Basically, multi-stakeholder synergy is one of the most important elements that must be there. Some say top-down, others say bottom-up, but actually it should work both ways. If you have a community-driven initiative without support from the top, with no enough resourcing and advice and guidance, it will not work as well. But if you have a total top-down instruction or policy that is not well engaged, it will fail from day one. On that note, I wish to introduce and welcome all of you to visit Malaysia, Truly Asia 2026-2027. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christine, for sharing with us Malaysia's transformative policies, how we are agile in, in ensuring that whatever the challenges are, we must be able to quickly transform to meet these challenges. So I would like to move to our Governor Jake Vincent Villa. As I mentioned, he leads the province of Sikihor, and he has worked especially with the Bajo communities. That was what we were informed. So I think we would like to, if you could like to share your experience working in the province and with the community, especially in planning, managing, and how the local community have actually benefited from the tourism development. Over to you, Governor.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to greet our distinguished guests, governors, mayors, members of UCLG ASPAC, esteemed leaders of Asia Pacific region, and our gracious hosts here in the vibrant city of Kendari. Thank you. Today I will be talking about our province and how we implement the community-based tourism, and how it impacts our economy as well. It is a profound honor to be here in the Assembly today. I bring you warm greetings from the Philippines, particularly from the island province of Sikihor, the healing island of our country. Next slide, please. Nestled in the heart of the Visayas region, our province is a sanctuary of breathtaking white sand beaches, crystalline water, and a rich cultural heritage steeped in centuries-old tradition. In many ways, Sikihor shares a meaningful connection with the beautiful city of Kendari. Like Kendari, Sikihor is blessed with abundant marine life, offering opportunities for snorkeling and cultural exploration, and rich biological diversity. I would like also to show a little video on what we can offer in our islands. Can you show the sound? If there is,
Can we have the sound?
Sikihor is a small island province in the central Philippines. Though one of Philippines' smallest provinces, it sits at the heart of one of Southeast Asia's most vibrant tourism corridors. Easily accessible, yet still wonderfully untouched. Today, Sikihor is stepping into the global spotlight. In the Agoda 2025 New Horizons list, it is recognized as a top emerging destination for international travelers visiting the Philippines. It is now the fastest growing destination in the country as more travelers seek alternatives to crowded hotspots like Boracay. Visitors are discovering Sikihor's unique charm, a place with natural beauty and a sense of mysticism that hails. Visitor arrivals surged from 99,386 in 2022 to 273,465 in 2025. Recent analysis show a 48.8% increase in tourism growth, contributing to a 7.9% rise in the province's GDP in 2024. With this momentum, investments in infrastructure are steadily transforming the island to meet rising demand while preserving the very qualities that make it special. Sikihor, the rising star in Philippine tourism, an enchanting island of natural wonders. From cascading waterfalls and pristine beaches to marine sanctuaries teeming with life, the island offers experiences that are both immersive and sustainable. Equally remarkable is how tourism is managed. Many of Sikihor's top destinations are operated by community-based organizations, ensuring that growth directly benefits local communities. The Cantabon Ecotourism Association has grown visitor numbers to Cantabon Cave from 4,636 in 2022 to 12,382 in 2025. The Tulapos Marine Protected Area Association increased visits from 2,689 to 10,535 in the same period. Meanwhile, the Tubod Fishermen Association has welcomed a rise from 8,554 to 41,414 visitors at the Tubod Marine Sanctuary. These are not just statistics. These are stories of empowerment, stewardship, and shared prosperity. This commitment extends across governance and public service. With the current provincial administration, Sikihor has earned the 2024 DILG Bansiwag Award, recognition as the most responsible health facility in Central Visayas, and a place among the top 10 in the DILG Subay Bayani Awards. The province also stands out in financial performance and sustainable tourism, highlighted by its ASEAN Homestay Award. Sikihor's journey is one of balance, embracing growth while protecting identity, welcoming the world while empowering its people. Today, Sikihor celebrates its success in tourism, but more importantly, it continues to work with purpose to sustain these gains, to protect its natural and cultural heritage, and to navigate the challenges of a rapidly changing global landscape. Sikihor Philippines is not just rising, it is
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that's a lovely video. You have some facts to share?
Yes, sorry, it took so long. I'll be quick. It's one thing to promote also the island, and as in the slides, connectivity is very important. So that's why we're developing our airport now and our seaports as well. But going back to the community-based tourism, can you show next slide, please? Okay. We have been practicing community-based tourism as our primary vehicle for inclusive growth. This model ensures that the economic pie is not just viewed from a distance from our residents, but is baked and served by them. We believe that for tourism to be resilient, the community must be the primary stakeholder, the guardian, the ultimate beneficiary. This approach transforms tourism from a volatile industry into a stable foundation for local development. Next slide, please. Community-based tourism also led to the formation of various cooperatives, as we call it in Philippines, or associations, such as Kapini Cooperative San Juan, Sikihor, which primarily produces fresh milk and dairy products, supporting the local dairy industry and provides livelihood opportunities for the community. The creation of these cooperatives, associations, empowers local stakeholders to collectively manage resources. As a result, tourism revenues circulate within the community, stimulating the local businesses, generating employment, and spreading economic benefits. It also empowers residents, enhances cultural pride, and supports the preservation of local traditions. Next slide, please. We'll just share to you the example of a successful association. One of our most successful pillars in Cantabon Cave, which is entirely managed and protected by the local Cantabon Cave Guided Associations, which is in their village. This is an example of placing management directly in the hands of the association or the community. This grassroots initiative ensures that economic benefits of tourism directly support the village residents while prioritizing the preservation of delicate stalactite and stalagmite formations. By requiring local guides for every expedition. The program fosters community pride and provides sustainable livelihood centered on environmental stewardship. It is a testament to the fact that when a community is given the tools to manage own resources, it does so with level of care and precision that no external agency could replicate. Next slide, please. We'll skip this one. Next slide. And in addition, backward integration enables communities to hit one of the key components in the supply chain. Several villages now adopt a farm-to-table approach, supplying fresh eggs, poultry, and other agricultural products directly to hotels and resorts, creating a steady market for local producers and self-sustaining engine for generational advancement. This not only generates additional income, but also ensures that the benefits of tourism are felt directly by local communities. These community-based tourism initiatives empowers our people by turning natural assets into sustainable income sources that foster a profound sense of ownership and responsibility for environmental conservation, thereby making a destination more attractive to tourists. Next slide, please. Our provincial government is committed to supporting these communities through strategic infrastructure, professional capacity building, and policy frameworks that prioritize community rights. Next slide. Community-based tourism has become the powerful tool for this poverty reduction. In our province, all 6 municipalities of Sikihor province recorded lower poverty incidents in 2023 than in 2018 and 2021, indicating overall improvement across the province. All municipalities are at level 1 or have a poverty incidence of 20% or below, from the poverty incidence of 47% in 2025. Sikihor has significantly reduced it to 4.5% as of that first semester poverty statistics this year, ranking 3rd lowest in the Philippines. Next slide, please. The province has emerged as the province in the Visayas region in 2024 competitive index by the Department of Trade and Industry, placing 24th out of 82 provinces in the Philippines. All economies in our region posted growth in 2024 compared to 2023. And Sikihor recorded the fastest growth of 7.9% in GDP. So all of this, 70% of our economic growth is really based on community-based tourism. By decentralizing tourism opportunities, we have enabled even small and previously marginalized communities to participate in local economy. I create more jobs, more opportunities, better services, and stronger livelihoods for the communities. Families who relied solely on subsistence livelihoods now benefit from diversified income sources, resulting in a higher household incomes and stronger economic growth. Community-based tourism does not merely create opportunities, but also provides a sustainable pathway for communities to rise above poverty. Next slide, please. As we look forward to the future, we expect Sikihor tourism to act as a shield against economic shocks and environmental degradation. We envision a province where every barangay village is empowered to showcase unique heritage, where our youth see a future of dignity, prosperity, and their own backyards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor, for sharing Sikihor. I think what you have shared is actually how important local tourism is, the role of community, how we can manage sustainable resources, and create that to be the anchor for GDP growth at a local area. And I think that's very important, and how cooperative, it's just what Dr. Christine also shared, the Malaysian experience. cooperative associations, community-based associations, probably is a way forward for sustainable tourism. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. So moving on, we would like to listen to Dato Abdul Hamid. He's the mayor of Clang City. Actually, Clang City is a very old city, probably started in the 15th century, Dato. It's also a royal city, but I think he will tell you more. But more interestingly, Dato, if you could share with us as a city council that is also a port city, and now you would like to focus on tourism as one of the way to promote the city. So yes, Dato, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. Thank you, Madam Noliza, as moderator, panelists, distinguished guests, Governor, Mayor, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin, I'd like to thank UCLG because and Secretariat for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to be a speaker to share what is Clang do. For topic given to me, climate resilience and economic prosperity. That's a big challenge for me to present here. But before we go further, I'd like to share with next our vision for Clang. Yeah? Our vision and mission of the Clang Royal City Council to make the Clang Royal City prosperous and a progressive city of sustainable heritage, harmony, and advancing with economic strength. And our mission to make the Royal City of Clang as a quality, friendly, progressive, and prosperous city that leverage digital technology. Next, please. Next. 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 Okay, for introduction of Clang Royal City. Clang Royal City that not only balance rich heritage with a modern growth, but is also actively positioning itself toward sustainable and resilient tourism development. The strategic location provides a strong foundation for economic growth, particularly in tourism sector. Next. Okay, like moderator mentioned, actually Clang start from 1890, moving and then until 2023 was upgraded as a Clang Royal City Council. It's an old city. Okay, next. Actually, for Clang, when it is an old city, as part of its transformation, Clang has attraction landmark that highlight its heritage. These historical sites are being carefully preserved to ensure they are part of the city smart for future. I think Clang different from Philippine panels before because we don't have a beach. We only have the heritage video. Okay, the next one. When we see Clang has grown into a dynamic urban center by balanced heritage as a royal town with the role of Malaysia's main economic gateway to the Port Clang. If you know, friends from China, from Taiwan, Clang is one of the ports 10 busiest in the world. Port Clang, the city is advancing toward 2035 vision of modern infrastructure, enhanced livability, and fully integrated smart city solution, while preserving its cultural and historical identity. You can see that one is Port Clang, our gallery Diraja Sultan Selangor, and then also one of the mosques, and also mangrove. Klang Royal City Council is also actually for tourism. We already set up a unit to look after what are the activity, promotion, and taking care of the place where potential for tourist spot in Clang. Next. So we are also to ensure climate resilient and sustainable development through key plans such as a local plan Clang 2035, We have a voluntary local review, VLRR, SCG roadmap, low carbon city action plan, the Smart City Action Plan 2030, and Cinta Sungai Klang Action Plan. And tourism action plan also, we have to ensure climate resilient and economic prosperity, also taking care for the tourists. Next. Okay. The plan was officially gazetted on October 2024, provide clear framework for sustainable and resilient development in Klang, balancing environment sustainability, economic growth, and community well-being. This plan strengthens our effort to address climate challenges while promoting sustainable tourism and exclusive economic growth. Next. Klang Raya City Council evaluate its progress in achieving the sustainable development as goals, particularly those related environmental protection, climate action, and exclusive economic growth. Next. Klang also committed to sustainable development by balancing the environment, economic growth, and social inclusivity. The roadmap aligns local plan and policies with the 2030 agenda to ensure no community left behind. Klang also have a Klang Smart City Action Plan 2030. The plan was endorsed at May 2023, guided Klang to become a sustainable and future smart city. It aims to create a healthy, prosperous, livable, and resilient royal and smart heritage city. To ensure tourists come and always visit Klang for visit, heritage place, royal place, and also having food in our area. So the next one is Geographic Information System. Geospatial Smart System is a land use zoning, a GIS-based platform for spatial data and city planning, integrate planning, zoning, infrastructure, and environmental monitoring while promoting transparency through the public access. Next. In GIS, in MBDK Klang system is developed to serve a comprehensive reference for special information within the jurisdiction of Klang Royal City Council. This platform is designed to support informed decision making. Next. Okay, the most important is Plan Tindakan Cintai Sungai Klang or Klang River Action Plan. It's designed as a living document focusing on realizing public awareness, strengthening community education, and encouraging active participation from the private sector through CSR initiative to protecting and revitalizing the Klang River of future generation. At Klang, we have Klang River, actually 120 kilometers from Kuala Lumpur and 56 kilometers in Royal Klang City Council. If you know, 10 years before, this river polluted and one of the popular spot area for illegal dumping, and a lot of rubbish floating and placed in a mangrove area. No marine life there. But recently, through our initiative, government initiative, this recently river getting better, and now a lot of fish and also crocodile there. We have organized a program. Next. The first one is a river program, Kampung Sungai Sirih. Cleanup program started at Kampung Sungai Sirih. The Love Klang River program attract agencies, association, resident, and student. Started from June 2024. All these kampung, all these traditional village, and we plan to be a tourist spot like a homestay, local product, and agriculture. One more thing, we have organized many, for example, program at Kampung Sungai Sirih, and then many village along the Klang River to organize, to make sure people aware, that give the awareness, not throwing the rubbish to the river, and then make it the river sustain. One more thing, at Klang, we have a Port Klang terminal, one of the place where cruise I think nowadays from Singapore, from Phuket, and many countries to stop. And actually, that cruise have sometime having 3,000 crew, bring about 6,000 passengers in on board. We have to provide facilities and then place for them to visit with the shop. When they come to the port, they have 6 hours to visit in our area. That's one of the challenge. We have to prepare with the facilities, with the activity to accommodate the tourists come through this vessel.
Boleh cepatkan
I have
sikit,
time?
Dato'? Boleh cepatkan?
Okay, I think that's before I stop this one, because this one we are talking about the climate change. One of the challenge for the Clang is about the flood. Next slide, please. That the slide show what is the activity. Next. Okay, next. The second one. Sorry. Next. This one, the slide show what is the program activity we organize with the residents. Okay. This I like to show because Clang close to the sea, and then our area quite low. And then one of the challenge to us is the flood. So to overcome all the problem, so we have a lot of program to overcome the flood. Okay, this is our area. Next on the close to the sea. In the plan they show prone area for the flood. So next. So this is our port that they mentioned there. Next. Okay, the flood in our area. So this thing challenge to us. So to overcome this problem, we have, I think, about 20 over pump when this heavy rain at the water high level. So we have to pump and then make it that the business problem there. Next. That I mentioned about our plan for flood. Next. That's our economic cost in action. Okay. So next. So we have the strategic plan to overcome the problem. Next. Okay. So now until now we already have more than 80 million spent to overcome the problem. I think that's what I can present, Madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so sorry to rush you. I know that Dato' Hamid has a lot to share because Clang has a long history and also it has a lot of vulnerability, and I think those are some of the challenges that Clang has. Now, before I invite Dr. Emil, actually I was asked to also inform everyone. Actually, today is Friday, so we have Friday prayers. And because of that, there is a facility that has been provided at the Jasmine Room at the ground floor for Friday prayers. However, I was also asked to inform everyone before people start to move out of the room that there will be an official opening at 1 p.m. And so we do hope that you don't go to lunch, but you come back after Friday prayer and join us for the opening ceremony. So that was the quick announcement that I have to make to everyone. Now, yeah, so the pressure is to our last two panelists here, but very important because they represent provincial government and of course Jakarta government, and we want to hear, because just now the opening by Pak Harry talk about moving from quantity to quality. And then we also talk about the blue, green, and circular economy. So Dr. Emil is not only going to be sharing us about East Java, But maybe, Pak, a little bit on consumption and sustainable consumption and production that is related to tourism. Yes, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to everyone, moderator, Madam Town Planner Nuliza, and all the distinguished panelists, as well as, of course, Excellency Vice Governor Hugua of Southeast Sulawesi Province, Professor Bambang Santono. It's a privilege to have you here. Given the time, I'll try to be very, very brief. And we have senators also coming from senator from the province. So when we talk about, let me go to the next slide. So if we want to talk about sustainable tourism, I think we are at the right place, because this province is also well known. I think more than a decade ago, when Vice Governor Hugua was the mayor of Wakatobi, he hosted a UCLG event there. And it's one of the most iconic ecotourism. We are currently working with UNDP to develop a wildlife ecotourism in some of our conservation forests, which is called the Baluran Forest and also the Alas Purwo Forest. It's in the easternmost part of East Java, called Banyuwangi and Situbondo. I will go there a bit, but a quick glance, we are a province of 42 million people. 42 million people, 48,000 square kilometer of area. Just to give a size, that's probably larger than the Netherlands as a country. So there are different characteristics, but a common theme that we realize is that nature has given us the best asset when it comes to tourism, but it is not easy to actually maintain it. So if we go to the next slide, we receive approximately 329,000 visitors. So it's a bit impressive. I think it's quite impressive, the province of Sikihor. You have 250,000 tourists, that both foreign and domestic tourists. And I saw how beautiful your island is, and I hope one day I can visit. So we have 329,000 foreign visitors, 329,000. But the domestic tourists is about 217 million domestic tourists. Now, some of the icons of East Java tourism is the Bromo Mountain. It's one of the most majestic volcanic area, as well as the Ijen Blue Fire. So it's also one of the rare place where you can find blue fire in a volcanic. And so these are the things, and we have tourists coming from People's Republic of China with 98,000 visits. Malaysia, of course, 88,000 visits, and Singapore, 30,000 visits. But the key is how we actually maintain the basically how pristine the nature is. So if we go to the next slide, with that comes pressure. And I think this is also what's being faced in the Fuji Mountain of Japan, which is called over-tourism. So about 768,000 visitors visit the tip of the Bromo Mountain. And it becomes much easier to visit Bromo because of the toll road development. From Surabaya, it used to take many hours to go to Bromo. And now, within 1.5 hours of drive, if you drive responsibly, you can arrive earlier if you drive a bit quick. But you already reach the lower part of the Mount Bromo. So it's a lot easier to access it. And with that comes the challenge of over-tourism. We see over-exploitation of fragile ecosystems. The best part of Bromo Mountain is the sandy part at the tip of the volcano, at the crater. So around it, surrounded by very beautiful, like desert-like, sand, which we call it as the whispering sand. That's the term. Pasir berbisik, that's the Indonesian term. So the problem with that is with over-tourism, and then you have jeeps coming all over, it becomes, the pristine nature has changed, and it becomes counterproductive. which is why, and the local communities often gets marginalized. The same happens to the Ijen Mountain, where a lot of tourists from China actually come, and even the fruit sellers can speak Mandarin now. Impressive. Next slide. So what do we do about it? One of the things, unfortunately, it may not sound very sophisticated. There are times you simply have to close it. We have to close it. We're closing it, it's not because we don't want visitors, but we want to keep visitors coming for the next generation. So if we allow over-tourism, which is why from a planning perspective, we want to change the mindset from visiting the peak of Bromo into visiting the Bromo mountain area. So in Indonesia, we call it Puncak to Lereng. So we want to visit the hills instead of just the peak. So we try to develop more tourism attraction, restaurants, hotels, so that people don't really feel that the only reason you go there is to go to the tip of the mountain. There are a lot of other attractions. So we used to work with the World Bank. They have a project called reimbursing. So when the local government build roads to the standard that is up to what they actually prescribe, then there is a reimbursement coming from World Bank financing. So that's one of the way we improve the infrastructure around the area. So we have online maximum quota system, mandatory trash bags in all the jeeps, centralized parking, so not everyone can enter the area, the caldera. And in Banyuwangi, what is a bit interesting, in Banyuwangi, we had issues with irresponsible fishery methods, like using fish bombs and so on, and it destroyed the coral reef. So what we did was, what East Java did, and this was done by my predecessor as well, is the fishermen were taught the promise of ecotourism. We installed what we call as fish apartments, basically where it's a sanctuary for fish and coral reefs to regrow. And we gave equipments, including diving equipment, snorkeling equipments, to community. And they realized that they're making more money selling tourism packages than actually catching the fish, because they're declining fish stock around the area. And now we don't have to struggle because the local community are the ones who want to keep the ecosystem. It's called the Bangsering underwater tourism. So that's what's being done in Banyuwangi. It's community-led, which is sustainable both technically and socially. Next, culture. The culture, if we cherish the culture that we inherit from our ancestors usually make us appreciate nature more rather than destroy it. So we want to continue maintaining this culture. In Bromo Tengger Semeru, we are mainly Javanese, predominantly Muslim. But in the tip of Bromo, the predominant community are Hindunese. It's called the Tengger community. So we just working with the central government, develop a museum for Tengger culture. It helps create the exotic nature of this tourism area. And there's the Kumoro Festival in Ijen Geopark. Next, another very important initiative that was launched by my governor, Madam Kofifa, is the Tengger Caldera Ring Road. So the provincial government is working on a ring road so that ring road will help ensure that they don't go off track and actually then infiltrate the desert part of the caldera. Improving the clean water infrastructure is very important. And what we do as provincial government is we make sure that the municipalities are working together, because Bromo Mountain is shared by 4 municipalities. There are 4 municipalities circling the Bromo Peak. So that's one of the things. One final thing is, next slide because of time. This is also one of the award-winning, if you go to the next slide. This is one of an award-winning community in Malang. So in the southern part of Malang, the communities actually were awarded for their initiative in developing ecotourism, restoring mangrove, and they calculated the 10 hectares of coral reef restorations, employing more than 100 people, restoring 857 hectares of forest under community management. So they have waste checklist. So when you come in, they know you're bringing in what kind of bottles and what kind of, and when you come out, they would know. whether you bring your bottles with you or you just throw it away. So it's mandatory checklist, and every visitor are required to plant a tree, everyone. So this is very good. And then on every Thursday, they allow it, they close it for rejuvenating. And finally, in addition to the nature-based, there is also an effort to improve the environmental awareness, consumptible production, responsible consumption and production pattern, which is something I actually said in the UCLG forum back in Quito 10 years ago. Next slide, final slide, this is the Kayu Tangan Heritage Kampung in Malang City. So they actually have plastic collection points. The World Bank helped restore this as a heritage area. We limit the amount of cars that can flow through the area. The alleys are being restored to really bring the heritage taste of this area. So the transformation in terms of waste management that was initially fragmented, the community that was shunned out of managing their own neighborhood, into actually now having streets and alleyways that are consistently cleaner, public spaces are maintained, aesthetic improvements improve the heritage nature of the Kampung Kayu Tangan. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Emil. I think when we talk about responsible tourism, that's the equation between consumption, production, management, community participation, and I like the fact that tourism must be controlled and managed, because that's how you sustain the whole ecosystem of the local area. Okay, we still have one more speaker, even though time is not really on our side. And my apologies just now, Bapak. I wasn't sure who was actually representing Mr. Rano Karno, but I would like to introduce Pak Justinus Prastowo. He's the Deputy Coordinator for the Special Staff to the Governor of Jakarta. Yeah? So he's here to represent the Vice Governor. And I'm sure you have a lot to share. Everyone must have visited Jakarta. So yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I will present a very brief presentation because of the constraint of time. I think what happened with Jakarta as the capital city of Indonesia is how to manage complexity as a capital city and also as a center of Indonesian economics. We should transform our tourism to be a focal point to make transformation for the people, and also how we can make a very inclusive, competitive, and sustainable economic development. Over the past 5 years, Jakarta tourism sector has undergone a significant transformation following the COVID-19, and we have witnessed a shift from reliance on international visitors toward a stronger domestic tourism, supported by events, improved mobility, and the activation of public spaces. And now, Jakarta is no longer simply as a business stopover. It is also evolving into a vibrant cultural urban destination. So, we will present how Jakarta developed culture as untapped strength. In this point, I think we have a new consciousness about how we should improve our richness and diversity and cultural foundation, rooted in Betawi heritage, shaped by urban communities and enriched by contemporary creative industries. We have Kota Tua, Old Town in Jakarta, and also cultural spaces like Taman Ismail Marzuki that demonstrate how culture can continue to evolve and remain relevant. And now we still develop to integrate this cultural narrative in a cohesive ways. How to build inclusive and also more social cohesion context. Next. Now Jakarta tourism also recover and reflect broader challenges actually by major cities across the Asia Pacific region. We know at the same time cultural assets have not yet been fully integrated into a unified and compelling city narrative. In Jakarta, for example, now we have a giant seawall project that will develop the northern area of Jakarta, and we also will develop a more ecological and green economic and tourism in Seribu Islands, for example. This is our challenge, how to recover economic, how to improve livability urban, and also preservation of cultural identity. Next. So we go to the next element, how to branding our tourism. We have a strategy how to have a framework that tourism is just not only economic drivers. It's also an instrument to strengthening urban resilience and social cohesion. So rooted in Betawi heritage and focus on our cultural heritage, we also combine with the modernity of Jakarta as a capital city of Indonesia. And we hope the three key elements, we have a cultural as identity, sustainability as principle, and accessibility as enabler. And the latest point, next. The challenge is the implementation, how we combine, coordinate our local policy with the national-wide policy, and how we should build toward a more resilient and competitive urban destination. And I think this is the context that Jakarta, as a part of global cities, also can move toward global contribution, and how Jakarta can also remain a cultural center and also as an economic center of Indonesia. I think this is the point that I can present to all of you. And Jakarta also open to cooperate with all of you, how to improve the sustainability of global cities by maintaining culture and also advancing tourism. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pak Yustimus, for your sharing on Jakarta. You know, they always say sustainability has three pillars: economy, social, and environment. But I believe culture is our fourth pillar for sustainability. And it is very obvious that what we've heard today on how important our local assets are, including our cultural heritage that we have. So I'm afraid we have really no time for a discussion, though I did wish that we have, because we have very good panelists here, you know, and we shouldn't have wasted the opportunity to talk to them more. But I have been given this strict timeline by our for our organizers. So very quickly, I just want to sum up three things. First, tourism must be locally anchored, delivering tangible benefits to the people, or rather to the community. Second, resilience must be embedded in our tourism system, especially with the challenging times of climate risk that we are all facing. And I think thirdly, which everyone, all the panelists have anchored, we are not only talking about growth in numbers, but growth in value. I think that's what the discussion have highlighted, the value of local, provincial, and at the national level as well.
And it all goes back to how we manage our local assets well. So with that, please join me in thanking our 5 wonderful panelists here. Thank you very much. And I pass this back to our 2 wonderful commentators here.
Thank you so much, all the speakers, the moderator. Please give a big round of applause for today's discussion. Thank you once again. And we're going to have a break lunch and Friday prayer from now until 1 p.m. And distinguished guests, honorable leaders, ladies and gentlemen, please come back again to this room and joining the official opening session at 1 a.m. There are gonna be lots of performance, and then we have our ministry, and then we're gonna have the official ceremony, opening ceremony at 1 a.m. So thank you so much, and we're going back again in this room at 1 a.m. Thank you.